Adelaide, the city of churches, South Australia's cosmopolitan coastal capital. The First Nations voice votes are in, and women have the upper hand. As we saw in yesterday's video, despite having more votes, some men missed out in the other regions because they didn't identify as females. But in Adelaide, the opposite is true. Many women missed out because of their lack of a doodle. It's both funny and ridiculous, which pretty much sums up this entire First Nations voice election. Let's take a look at the results. Because Central Region has so many more people than the other regions, the number of elected positions were 11, as compared to 7 in the other regions, 5 males, 5 females, and 1 any gender. Here are the results, which I'll put into a spreadsheet. There were more than 40 candidates, so I'll only show you the top 15. Moogie, Susan, April, Deb, Douglas, Talia, Rosalind and Cheryl were all elected as expected with the highest number of votes. But as you can see, we've already reached the imposed limit of 6 women. Consequently, Marnie, Jennifer, Katija and Patricia, despite having more votes than the males below them, all missed out because they don't have the prerequisite appendage. If you voted for any of these ladies, despite them winning on votes, your vote has been taken away from you. Your voice has been conveniently ignored due to your candidates lacking a Y chromosome. Thereupon, Robert and Scott were elected as they satisfy the government-dictated ethnicity and gender requirements. Despite having a beard, Harold missed out. I assume he didn't get enough preferences. Although who would know in this farcical election? Yvonne, Kim, Sonia and Chris all missed out, with all their votes being distributed to other candidates due to their lack of male genitalia. While Tony took it all with his right mix of reproductive organs and ancestral background. So according to the official results page, after the distribution of preferences, the following male candidates were elected, the following female candidates were elected, and the candidate of any gender elected was Cheryl Axelby. Yes, this is how voting works now in 2024 South Australia. But despite many of the candidates missing out, why were there so many votes for women? That's easy. If you look at the election summary, there were a total of 41 candidates, only 12 of which were male, 29 were female. Females outnumbered males almost 2.5 to 1. Compare this with, say, Region 6, York and Mid-North, where there were 9 males and 4 females. It seems like there are more female Indigenous folk in the big smoke willing to take office. In the Adelaide region, there were a total of 1,145 votes. According to the 2021 census, there are almost 24,000 Indigenous Australians in the Greater Adelaide region, making up around 1.7% of the population. I would estimate that approximately 65% of Indigenous folk are of voting age. So of the 23-odd thousand that identify as Indigenous, around 15,000 are eligible to vote. This means that the 1,145 votes that were cast in the Adelaide region represents approximately 7.4% of eligible voters. Only 7.4% of Indigenous adults showed up for this historic vote. For the 5 regions outside of Adelaide, here are the official voting numbers. That's a total of 1,474 votes outside of Adelaide, with South Australia having around 43,000 Indigenous people, less the 24,000 that live in Greater Adelaide. This leaves us with around 18,800 who live in the regions, 65% of which can vote, around 12,200. This means that the 1,474 votes that were cast in these 5 regions represent approximately 12.1% of eligible voters. Only 12% of Indigenous adults outside of Adelaide cast a vote in this historic election. With Indigenous people being denied a position because of their gender, despite having attained the prerequisite number of votes, with an incredibly low voter turnout, how is this voice representative of all Indigenous people? Clearly, it isn't. It's a taxpayer-funded farce.